As we mark this solemn day, advocates say Canadians need to do more than just remember. They need to take action. A vigil is currently underway in Toronto. It is virtual this year, but a memorial has been set up here in Philosopher's Walk near Queen's Park. These are the names of women killed this year in Ontario. They've been set up not only to honor these victims, but also to raise awareness that COVID-19 has only made domestic violence worse. Partners, daughters, mothers, wives, and girlfriends. The names of women who have been murdered by men in Ontario this year displayed in Toronto. This is the first December 6th spent in lockdown, a difficult and dangerous situation for women who are facing violence at home.
There has been a very troubling spike in domestic violence during the pandemic, so much so that the United Nations has called this the shadow pandemic.
In Canada, a woman is murdered by her intimate partner every 6 days. And every night, roughly 3,000 women seek out emergency shelter to escape violence. During the pandemic, reports of domestic violence have spiked nationwide by 20 to 30%.
Because they're kind of trapped in the house and everyone says, don't leave the house, it means they're in very unsafe situations even more than before.
Advocates say the alarming statistics are shining a spotlight on one glaring truth. Canada is still not a safe country for women, especially with 2020 set against the backdrop of horrifying events. The Montreal massacre, motivated by misogyny, had been the worst mass shooting in Canadian history until this year, when 22 people were killed in rural Nova Scotia. That attack started as a case of intimate partner violence. The assailant viciously assaulted his common-law partner before carrying out the massacre. And more recently, the ongoing Toronto van attack trial stands as a reminder of how women are targeted. The assailant, who confessed to the killing of 8 women and 2 men in 2018, told investigators he was inspired by the incel community, an online group promoting hate against women.
This is a systemic problem. This is a problem that is not going away. It's around us every day.
Women's shelters are facing additional pressures this year, with fewer spaces available.
We are not able to fill up our shelters because of social distancing, which is really alarming.
2 YWCA shelters in Toronto, with 60 beds in each, are down 30% in capacity.
The women who come to our shelters tend to be the women who are living in poverty situations. We need to address various levels of government.
The pandemic has had many victims, and domestic violence and violence against women is just one example of that.
The YWCA is calling on the Ontario government to implement an action plan to end gender-based violence. They say more affordable housing, access to childcare, and a guaranteed livable income. Those are 3 things that could make a huge difference now.